Hey, this is Malcolm. I'm out at CATEC checking on their hives, and they are not doing the best. So last time I was here, I think I made a note that the hives are both have laying workers. So this is kind of what it looks like when you have laying workers. So how that happens is whenever the bees requeen, they usually manage to do it successfully, but there's like a 1 in 5 or so, or 1 in 6 chance that they mess up. The queen, doesn't get produced correctly, or gets eaten by a bird, or who knows, gets lost, goes to the wrong hive and gets killed. And so when that happens, they'll be queenless. They failed to make a queen, and they don't have any eggs to try again. And if they stay like that for long enough, the workers, who are all female, right, can actually start laying eggs. They're not any good at it. They can't mate, and so they can only lay unfertilized eggs, which, because of the weirdness of how honeybee sex determination works, means that they only produce males, right? So males are these big dopey guys. Let's see if I can focus that. Big butts, no stingers, only good for mating, only produce during the warm parts of the year, don't do any work, and so it's kind of a death spiral that they can get into if you don't intervene, where they're just producing more and more males that don't do any work and have to be fed. And there are fewer and fewer workers as they start dying off, and so eventually the hive will just go extinct. But as a beekeeper, that's where you get to step in and fix things. So typically, if it's early in the process, you can just put some eggs in, or if they're queenless before they get laying workers, you can put some eggs in, and the brood pheromones will suppress laying workers, as well as the queen pheromones help that as well, with that as well. But once they're laying workers, you kind of need to just hit them with a hammer more and put, so let me back up a little. This is what it looks like with laying workers, right? So some scattered drone brood, really patchy pattern, doesn't look very good. Lots of drones in the hive, lots of the males in the hive. But yeah, and so to fix it though, you once they get this far gone, you kind of need to just merge in whole nother little mini hive. So let me see if I can show you guys that process. All right, I think I got the camera set up so y'all can see. So what I got here is I took out 6 of the frames I'm gonna do a merge a whole new little mini hive, a nucleus hive on top. There's a few stragglers still from the old hive, but that's fine, they'll be outnumbered. But hopefully you guys can see well enough. I got the 6 frames out in the middle here because I'm gonna be moving 6 frames in. They all just look like the ones I was showing you a second ago, just a lot of drone brood, a little bit of honey. And then I got a layer of newspaper, right? Just normal Seville Weekly that after I'm done reading it, always a good read, we'll just use it for merges basically. And so the paper keeps the two hives from being able to interact with each other right away. So the queen I want to keep is going to go on top, along with a couple thousand bees, and then they don't really have an exit, or they'll have a small exit at the top. The bees below will kind of have this paper in the way, and so both sides will start chewing through it. There'll be some small holes, and the bees will slowly start to interact in a way that they'll start to share pheromones. And so by the time they get the newspaper mostly cleared, they'll have transmitted enough of the queen's pheromones from the top hive, the one I'm installing now, which the queen pheromones are mostly mediated by touch, so that you can't just do it airborne wise. They'll have transferred enough of those queen pheromones that the bees below will have become loyal to that queen as well. So yeah, straightforward. I just got that newspaper in, and I'm just moving the frames one by one. You can see, looks a little bit better. Not the best brood pattern I've ever seen, but miles better than the laying workers, certainly. Yeah, so just gonna move these frames over, and then I'll release the queen, who I've got caged inside of here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off some of this burr comb so that and by cut off I mean just pull off, I guess, so that the frames will fit in here. Yeah, exhilarating process, right? But yeah, so this pretty bread and butter operation as a beekeeper. So normally we wouldn't even had to go this far. The problem is that, so there's the 2 CATEC hives, and like I said, it's about a 1 in 5 chance that they don't requeen successfully. Neither one of the 2, we got that 1 in 25 chance, assuming they're independent, that neither of those 2 hives managed to requeen successfully. So normally we would just slap on some bees from the neighbor. The neighbor's also going to be getting this exact same treatment. So that's not the most fun, but then here we got the queen in a cage. And so they'd love, see if I can, sun's kind of hard to see where I'm pointing it at. Hopefully you can see that. The bees all crowd around the cage whenever you've got the queen caged up in there. Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry, hard to find the good camera work, huh? You can tell, and actually they'll crowd around the cage afterwards because there's enough pheromones left on the cage from the queen being in there that they find it very attractive. So just make sure that let the queen walk out on her own. There she goes. Whoop, she's flying. There we go. I think she went down there, and if not, that's not great. This queen flew into the grass earlier, so this is a flighty one, but cool. Even if, hopefully that, I think she went down between the frames. That's not the ideal situation. If she didn't, this hive should probably be strong enough. They're probably, in terms of worker number, they're probably about as strong as what's down below. So they should, because they're queen right, or were until that she flew off. Let me check she's not in the grass here real quick. I'm pretty sure she went down in the frames. This is what you want to hear. Real confident beekeeping going on right now. Yeah, okay. I don't see her around here. She did already have an adventure in the grass earlier when I was picking her up. But even if she's not in here, merging on a queenless nuke will often fix laying workers as well. Because these guys aren't in laying worker condition, they don't really have any tolerance for it. And they've got eggs in there, in this hive up top, to raise a new queen. So ideally the queen, you move a queen over because that lets them get started right away. If you don't, a strong nuke, or strong relative to the hive they're being merged with, when this one's weak enough at this point that what I put in there should be strong enough. Even merging that in should work. So anyway, yeah, we'll check on them. Got to do that, merge that other nuke in for the other hive, but yeah, then they should be good to go. Next time we see them, they should hopefully be queen right and happy. See ya.